Well, good morning, everybody. And as we get started here on Friday morning, I just want to take you back to the tropics. This has just kind of caught my eye a lot this week. We're seeing much more robust waves coming off of the west coast of Africa. There's quite a bit of drier and dustier air still in place, but just to see some of these deeper storm clusters survive is quite important. So we're kind of keeping an eye on a few things. There's a new wave that just came off of Africa. There's the lead wave here, and then the one that's well out ahead of it that's kind of fallen apart over parts of the over the Lesser Antilles. So if we just take a look at the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, they keep this first system over here farthest to the west at 20%, but they've upgraded this one to 30%. I think we're going to have to really keep a close eye on that. Latest model data suggests that whatever ends up here could move in this direction. And as we talked about all week, given the position of that subtropical high here and kind of the removal of that weak upper level low that was coming through to shear this all apart, you know, the likelihood of this continuing to develop and move in this direction is relatively high. For more kind of details, you can watch the long range in-depth video last night, but just want to make a point that the models are becoming a bit more aggressive with this. Now, since we start off with some satellite data, I got to just go back and show you last night. This was impressive. This upper level low spinning here in the upper Midwest as it went through just produced some very large storms rolling off the mountains here. And as the sun was setting, you can even see some of the haze and the smoke that's in the sky. We are also watching a cluster of storms right here that's going to be important today through the Dakotas. Ben Whip sent me this great picture. He's from parts of Montana, and a lot of pea-sized hail here, but it did cause some hail fog. I always love to see these images. Just amazing to see how quickly you can cool the lowest levels of the atmosphere and saturate it and produce extremely dense fog. Sometimes visibility gets down to almost nothing in this. Well, as we go forward, I'm going to show you where those storms are this morning and kind of get an idea of what to expect going forward. So a few things to watch. Let's keep an eye on this system right here first. This was early this morning. The models are basically attempting to maintain a mesoscale convective, almost like a vortex, going over the Red River Valley of the North and then heading into southern Manitoba into parts of Ontario. That's really just kind of a neat lead feature that's out ahead of the main wave that's coming behind it. Now, the first thing out ahead of that is the low that's moving through parts of New England today. And we do need to be on the lookout today for a large section here of New England that could be seeing some strong to severe storms tonight. Other than that, this evening, scattered showers and storms kind of build down the line, very similar to what we saw yesterday in certain places throughout the Midwest. And then working away into Saturday. Now, this is where the things really started to change in the overnight runs. As I go through the progression of the forecast from Saturday morning to Saturday evening, we were watching for storms to build down this line and the upper level low spinning back here over parts of Montana. So this one came right out through here. So more rain coming into this area and it's going to eject. What's important about this is there's been a little bit of a shift in the timing of this frontal boundary. And while it could deliver heavier rains into parts of Iowa, maybe Minnesota, getting into Wisconsin, and that front progresses toward Illinois on Sunday, the most disappointing part was how quickly it cleared out through parts of Kansas and Oklahoma, really kind of reducing rainfall totals there. And let's talk about that for a second. Now, the WPC maintained the wetter bias here and actually reduced it farther to the north. And by the way, the whole time we're expecting showers and storms across parts of the southeast. Here's the rain coming through New England today. There's more coming next week for this area. But it's this region in through here I've been most concerned about given the drought pressures we've seen as of late. So what's surprising to me is that through Friday, getting now into Saturday morning, midday, and then evening, there was a small reduction in the total moisture that's coming up out of this, but there's still a lot to work with here going into Sunday that, you know, the driest air stays pretty far back to the west. So I saw the model trends, but I'm going to have to watch it carefully to see how much rain actually comes out of this. But I will point out that after that front clears, a lot of drier air coming in midweek next week. And you can see pushing the high dew point temperatures way far down to the south through the middle and end of next week. So this is what we're discussing. This is the latest 7-day outlook for precipitation anomalies. And I put this in the report this morning. This is the previous run. See how much wetter it was here? And then this was the run before that. Very wet, and this is what I put in yesterday morning's report. So we've had 3 runs since then. So certainly a significant drying trend based on the timing of that front and the position of the moist air. So I would like to show it to you as we work our way toward the end of this video. Watch this. So we've already seen through Friday into Saturday. Here's the position of that front as we work our way into Sunday. Now, the upper level low moves over Ontario by Tuesday, and now you can start to see the effect of that front clearing the east. So there's the additional rainfall for New England, but a deep upper level low. This is put together by two waves, one coming in through here and the broader wave sweeping around. And then high pressure moves in behind this, pushes the front pretty far to the south, and we see several days next week of dominant high pressure and drier conditions. Now from there, this is what the week 2 precipitation looks like. So you've seen the one on the left, so let's just go have a look at it. We're going to go into that first week of September with a more dry signal for this area, keeping that wetter weather to the south. That's the latest model trends. And let's take a look at temperatures as we wrap this one up. Here's today's highs. We'll see some cooling over the weekend in the west. So you see there, getting back down into some cooler conditions here, maybe 5-10 degrees cooler than normal. The heat opens back up in the Midwest and through the western and central plains simply due to the warm air advection that's going to come right out of the south. It's also a warmer one around the Great Lakes. New England sees heat on Monday, but then their heat really rebuilds next week in the Pacific Northwest. We just see temperatures here, 10 to 15 degrees above average in certain places. And that's all because of where the ridge is going to realign itself. So let's look at this 5-day sliding window and we'll wrap this one up. Working our way through the first week of September, you notice that the models have trended a little cooler through here, but they've maintained the very warm bias through the Canadian prairie and along the western United States. And even getting out there at around September 10th, we don't see any indications right now of some sort of unexpected, Canadian or polar air mass that could slide down through here. So we'll have to watch that carefully. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks.